Hey everybody, so as you can see we're in landscape orientation today. I thought I would give the computer users a break from watching me in 77 by 1200 pixel portrait orientation, which on a desktop computer is pretty painful. So I get that, so we'll try it out. I wanted to go through Stop This Train today. Great song, pretty tricky to play. This was actually the first song I tried to play on a steel string acoustic guitar. I was playing classical guitar for like a year and a half, and then I heard the song, I'm like, I gotta try that. And it took a long time to figure it out because my skill level didn't really match with the complexity and difficulty of the song. But I kind of trudged through it and eventually was able to kind of comfortably play it after probably 3 to 6 months. It took a long time. Like my other videos, I'm going to just play it and then walk through the nuances. I'm not going to tell you how to play it. That's for Justin Guitar, Marty Music. They're way better at that than I am. There's so many great YouTube tutorial guys that can show you how to play the song and the notes and how to do the slap pick technique. But I'm just going to go through the little nuances that I feel like take a good cover and make it great from my experience of watching myself back and hearing that. Haven't played this in a while, so but I'm going to give it a shot, and mistakes and all, we'll just kind of go through it. So that is more or less the song. That's the verse and the chorus. And there's a couple things to think about when you're playing this. I think the most important thing, and if you watch back what I just played, I probably made this mistake myself, is you have to keep the slap going the entire time. It doesn't matter if you're flubbing notes. It doesn't matter if you're playing the wrong chord. You have to keep this going the entire time. That is the basis of the whole song. And whenever I watch back covers and I miss it even once, it like sucks the air out of it. And I think it's really important to keep the slap going through all of the chord changes. Even I found that if I'm changing chords and I miss the thing, I'll just play the open strings. As long as it gets in smack it, as long as it gets the slap going, in my opinion, that is what is the most important part of the song. That's the driving motor of the song. It's the same thing with something like Olivia. So when you're playing something like Olivia, you have this has to go the entire time. It's the same concept with Stop This Train. The next thing that I would say to look out for is when you're doing the intro part. So the slap pick technique will hit this G string throughout the sequence, right? Do you hear that D flat? That's a really important note, and if you listen to the studio recording, it's almost like more pronounced. It's really there. So I would say when you're practicing your slap pick technique deal, make sure you're hitting that G note. It's very important. And then your slide should be they're very fluid, and they're not. It's. Right? Obviously don't lose tempo or you're slowed down intentionally, but it's a fluid motion there. Next thing, going through, The verse, this is extremely difficult to play. This part here sucks. I get that. I don't have the longest fingers, so this is really hard for me to play. But you should just off the bat practice it with the ring finger on the G. So if you can see here, I know I'm not really showing my guitar as much, but you see here it's and again, this maybe you're already playing this way, but when I practice it at the start, I would just do with no ring finger, but I would really try to get your ring finger, and you can mute the B string. That's intentional. You should be muting the B string. So just practice it like that, and you will get it eventually. I don't care how small your hands are, it'll work, I promise. So definitely try to get that so you're having these two notes. So that melody line can be heard. Next, let's talk about the chorus. So the chorus is, in my opinion, one of the hardest parts, even harder than that, because you're working a melody here. While you're playing the slap pick. It's a lot like when you're doing this and you're talking. It's the same muscle that is being used. It's like trying to sing and do it at the same time. It's hard and it takes time to develop, but it's definitely worth doing. Sorry, I'm adjusting the camera so much. You want to be able to get this so that you can so that because it's at a different tempo than the slap, right? So, but you want to be able to get that so that's smooth. And I think the important nuance part of this is that this is ringing out. That shouldn't be something that's muted. So it's so easy to mute stuff when you're playing this because your hand is going fucking crazy up here, right? But here, that's like, it's a legato note. It's supposed to ring out, and that can be difficult because you have so much action. There's so much action going on in the song in general. So I would say that is another really important nuance part to get it to sound right. Other than that, working through the rest of the song. I would say those are some of the more important nuanced parts. The rest of the song is kind of straightforward and you can play it how you want. But again, the most difficult thing that you're gonna encounter is when you have these, especially like this change here. To keep that going and move your fingers fast enough is difficult. But I would say you just gotta keep practicing that to get it to sound tight. Overall, the song is really fun to play, and I think that getting it down to where it sounds good to you will make the experience even better. And when you get these, you can start to improvise with those parts, and I think that's cool too. If you listen to live versions, there's so much improv that he does with the song too, that you wouldn't expect in a song that has a pretty rigid structure. But these little melody parts you can improvise on. It'll also help you when you can do this when you're playing songs like start to improvise with different parts of other songs too when you use that technique. So welcome to the first edit I've ever put in a video. So I forgot to mention that there are two ways to kind of set up your right hand when you're doing this slap technique thing, right? So you have this, which is how I was doing it. So that is engaging both the top of the guitar, the body of the guitar, so you get a little bit of hit there, and then you have your palm and your thumb that are hitting more or less the low E, which is giving that slap sound, right? So you can do it like this, which is how I do it, and that's how I've seen it played live many times. You can do it like this, or you can tuck your fingers in and then just use this. You're gonna get more of, I would actually say this is more authentic to the studio recording and the earlier live versions, like the live DVD version. Because you're getting more string smack against the fretboard. But I personally am just more comfortable doing it like this, and it just works better for me. So you can pick between either of those. Kind of your personal preference. I just like it like this because it's just more comfortable for me. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, I thought this was actually going to be a little bit more dense of a video, but that's kind of all. That's all I kind of got when I played through it as far as things to note. Yeah, there's certain notes that you want to ring out. Keep the slap going. Try to keep these melody lines to kind of be separate from the motor of the song, which is the slap and then the bass that you have going. Other than that, should be good to go. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you soon. Thanks so much.